What's up guys, this is Shanlan and welcome to another episode of the IHERNG podcast, and today we will answer a question from email. This is from Thor. Hi Sean, my name is Thor and have been watching your YouTube channel for quite a while. Recently I have been looking for my first investment property after learning from your online classes and trying to crack my head for 3 on 3, haha. If I do pull the trigger, I will send you an invitation to review the said property, provided if you want lah. Funny enough is that I like watches too, but I did not get myself a Rolex yet, and I am still wearing my Citizen which my wife bought for me on getting my chartered accountant membership. Well, let's get back to the topic. I have been introduced to crypto by a friend. Back in Bitcoin was only USD 500. Wow, and Ethereum was around 3 USD. I did pull the trigger and spending 5,000 on a mining rig and slowly upgraded to a 8,000 one and have fully recovered the initial capital way before the other people joined into the mining hype. It was no fun having a mining rig in your house. After that, I sold off most of my graphic cards and kept the remaining crypto in an exchange and did nothing until today. Not much actually. I am extremely careful, so I'm left with around 15,000 worth of crypto as of today's market. Most of my friends thought that I will make millions out of crypto. That is if I kept all of them until today. I stopped following news on crypto as it is too hard to understand some of the logic behind. For example, in early days of Ethereum, they introduced something called DAO and I lost some money for it. I have been seeing news of NFT nowadays and wondering how it works. Like, where do you keep this NFT and how many copies of NFT can you sell? Is NFT a limited edition? And for your NFT, is each token different or the same? To be honest, I am not sure if I will be getting your NFT, but I do understand it is a lifelong project for you and worth every single cent. If I have the extra buck, I will consider getting one for collection plus some sort of support for your educational work plus investment. Thanks in advance. You may ignore this email if you're busy with your stuff. I'm cool with it. Oh, you can also link me to some articles if it is too lengthy to explain to a layman. Lastly, I remember watching you giving business advice which are non-property related to a young lady. I really admire your knowledge from property investment to architecture and now corporate advices. Hahaha. I'm sure you still have some hidden skill sets that we do not know. As I have mentioned, I am a chartered accountant myself and my relatives are running an audit and tax firm. Do drop me an email if you have any questions on so-called accounts related. I will be very happy to help. All the best to you and your ventures. Stay safe, stay healthy. Well, this is a very interesting email. First of all, thank you very much, Thor, for writing such a lengthy one, and thank you very much for watching the videos. Hope the videos are educational. And for those who are not clear or you are new to this channel somewhat, it can get pretty challenging to navigate around the channel because there's just too many contents altogether. I realized that too. That's why I created a playlist called the lecture series, where I somewhat broke down chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, but I have not gotten the time to go back into that series yet. But it's somewhat like a tutorial series where it gets you guys really quick on your feet with foundation knowledge about property, like the main principles and concepts about property investment and things like that. And for those who have followed the channel long enough, you guys will know that I'm really into property. I'm really into watches as well, and I'm very lucky and very fortunate to be in a position where I can pursue that as a hobby as well. Made some money, not bad, and it has a whole different world altogether, and there are plans definitely to make videos about watches from an appreciation point of view as well as an investment point of view. But I'm just really concerned that it will come off somewhat flashy or action or just showing you guys my wealth, because watches is somewhat that category that people wear to show off. Not like property where I buy and keep, you don't know how many I have. It's just very challenging to me. It's really borderline show off lah. But to make contents of watches as well is to keep you guys off certain brands, because the game is pretty much the same for every asset class. Just like stock market, right? Maybe 5 to 10% of companies in the stock market will really make money. Just like properties in Malaysia, got like a zillion projects, right? Maybe 5% will only make money. Then in crypto land, there's so many coins, maybe 5% actually makes money. And based on my personality, when I understand something, I will go really deep into that knowledge pool and really understand what people do, how people trade, how people make money, insider news. I'll understand all of that first before really getting myself involved in that game. And so far, for stocks, for property, for watches, for crypto, definitely there will be some mistakes initially, but so far so good. And for your information as well, I have just launched my own NFT project. It's called Journey Around Malaysia, where it's somewhat like a document of our journey across different properties around Malaysia. I think by the end of the year, we are coming to episode 200 on property reviews. And throughout the entire journey of doing this, right, a lot of people just question like, how long can he do it? Like week in, week out, without fail, Sean just keeps uploading videos and videos and videos. How can he be sustainable? This is on top of his 9 to 5 job. It's just impossible. And guess what? It's because I like it. If I were to really like video games, right, I wouldn't complain of burning out or my eyes are tired from playing games, right? So coming back to NFT, for those who don't understand, NFT is a brand new technology that adds another layer into the internet that we have. The internet gave all of us accessibility to all information possible in the world, but that also created a problem where creators' rights are not protected. Because of that ease of information, right, I could just copy and paste, I duplicate, and this kind of action discourage creators from creating meaningful work, especially for artists. For example, if I'm a musician today, I created some beat, right, it's very easy for people to copy, and there are many cases where famous artists just take beats of others that are not as famous and claim it to be theirs. And if this persists, right, there are just no incentive for creators, especially to create meaningful work. That was the dilemma of the internet era. So from that era, we move into the era of social media, and now we are moving into this world of digital ownership. As Facebook just recently announced the metaverse, right, where everybody in the future will be living on a goggle, having their very own online character that represents themselves. So there are a lot of podcast interviews and research saying that we are already in that zone, just that metaverse brings it out more. What I mean here is, take social media for example. A lot of online personalities or influencers or KOL that you see and you admire on Instagram or TikTok or whatsoever, right? They might be just putting up a facade that is likable to the public, but in actual fact, are they really like that? No one knows. So the online persona can be an alter ego of this creator himself or herself. But like for me, I'm the same guy. Like for those who have met me before, right? Actually, I'm the same guy, and it surprises them because it has always been the norm to have a different personality. So fast forward 10-15 years down the road, all of us will be having this online digital world, and we will have our very own character that is us in that sense. So that character will need to wear clothes, that character will need to look like something, and that character is somewhat us, is somewhat our alter ego. So that is when we will need digital assets. For example, we need the costume for that avatar, we need shoes for that avatar, we need a space for our avatar, a home in a digital space for that character, and etc. So those are called digital assets. And that technology now is called NFT, where that digital asset can be ingrained in a code form within the blockchain to really verify that it belongs to you. That's why the argument is everybody saying that it's JPEG, right? Like I just listed out 3 images on OpenSea within the Ethereum blockchain, and it's sold out. Like I'm very grateful for those who bought, because I mint only 3 pieces. Therefore, it will be 0001, 0002, and 0003. And these 3 owners can proudly tell the whole world it belongs to them. Yes, somebody can just print screen and put it in their phone, but technically it's just taking a picture of Mona Lisa at the museum. It does not belong to you still. And for references, I'm following my idol, which is Gary Vaynerchuk on YouTube, on all his social media platforms actually, where he is very bullish on NFT actually. So he was the first dude that really pushed CryptoPunks, the Bored Ape Yacht Club, and whatsoever, right? And not only he's pushing it from a trend point of view, he's pushing it from a utility point of view. And because of one of his clips, I made a decision to spend at least like 50 to 100 hours, right? Just to browse around, understanding different perspective of how NFT is a scam, or how NFT is going to change the world, or how NFT is going to be the future. And in my opinion, in the future, all of us will be having digital wallet, we'll have digital coins inside the wallet. And moving forward as well, I think, just like social media, we will all have that need to still flex around our friends on the digital space. Just like people who just bought their sports car or their mansion or their jewelries or watches or whatsoever, right? They'll just take picture on their first class flight to Switzerland for vacation wearing their branded goods or whatsoever. So that's that need to flex. And in crypto land, wallets can be made public. It means that we can go and check out Snoop Dogg's The Rapper wallet today and see how many crypto punks that he has. He has around 60 million USDs in terms of JPEGs, and it's insane. So whenever people click into his profile, right, ooh, he's a rich guy. So that will somewhat be the future of social media, where everybody will know how much everybody has. Because it's all within the blockchain, you cannot cheat anyway. You cannot steal unless you're gonna scam lah. But what I'm more interested in the NFT land is the utilities of it, which means it's somewhat like a fundraiser, it's somewhat like a ticket, it's somewhat like a souvenir or collection, like you said. So my idea of my NFT is for the 3 person who bought, right? Thank you very much, really thank you very much, as you guys verified my idea of it. And I'll be launching the remaining 47 of them around Christmas week, where I will categorize different functions for different images. So for those who bought Journey Around Malaysia, right, you guys will have a chance to visit a property with me. So there might be some logistic arrangements. We will learn from each other in going through a property that I have never seen before. So how do I determine whether is this good or bad? What is my take about it? And we were able to hang out within the facility there, within the visit itself, and it's really practical study of the property itself. Not so much of that property, of how I study property. Because sometimes if I were to document my entire analytical process of a property, right, within a video, now the video is getting around half an hour already, but if I were to really do it without filter, it's going to be maybe 2 hours. So that will be the session that I'll be having with the NFT owners. Then there will be another type of ticket when the owner of the NFT can either virtually meet me or physical meet me to discuss on their investment situation, whether should they buy or should they sell, or what should they do, or how do they revamp. Of course, this segment of Asking Sean will still be running. I will never ever give this up, but for arrangements like that, I can document all this, and that somewhat gives me access to understand you guys better. Then after all that, all owners of NFTs will be added into a group. I have not decided which channel to use yet. Most likely it will be Telegram or Discord, and I will be making special appearances in different galleries or different cafes or different restaurants, and we will be able to meet each other and jam and talk. So it will be that small little IHERNG community, I hope. And yes, it will be limited. So how you look at it, right? Yes, it's an artwork, it's a collection made by Sean himself, but it has utilities to it. So it's somewhat like the ticket to his world, where you can learn from him firsthand and ask him anything you want within the time provided. And not only that, forever you will be within this group. And if this group is prosperous enough, and when we grow big enough, right, we can help more people, or we can approach developers for better deals, or we can bulk purchase things. We can bulk purchase makeovers, for example, to get special discounts and things like that. So that will be the direction of the NFT holder. And if you wish to transfer to somebody else, I won't be offended, because after you meet me, you learned everything. You want to pass to somebody else, by all means. But just in case this channel were to blow up further, maybe 1 million subscribers or 2 million subscribers, well, that would be very cool. Then these initial artworks made by Sean himself might worth something, especially for those who have benefited from his channel. It's somewhat like that concert ticket of your favorite rock band. You went there and see, you experienced the night, that's it for the value, right? But if you were to go to eBay and you sell this particular ticket, they might still have value because people just believed in him. So to me, I've decided to make this NFT project because it's going to be a lifetime thing, right? I'm going to be here as long as the channel is around, and I just felt that it's very important to move in accordance to trend. So the channel grew from a YouTube channel, moving into a podcast, then Spotify, then we move into short videos in TikTok, then we move into Instagram, more of writings and pictures and more of my private life there. And now NFT gives me that platform to recognize you guys as my community, and it's just very cool. So for those who don't understand about what is NFT, what is this and that, right, website, I would strongly advise you guys to check it out, like to learn how to set up a MetaMask wallet first, and then to understand the marketplace on how to buy cryptos. Like if I want to buy Bitcoin, where can I buy in Malaysia? What kind of apps am I using? Personally, I'm using LUNO and Huobi. Then after you figure that out, where do people trade NFTs? I've hosted my NFTs in OpenSea. It's an online trading or online marketplace for artworks, and I've hosted it in the Ethereum blockchain. So the coins required to own an NFT is in Ethereum form, and this really marks a junction of time, right, where we are really seeing virtual land coming along together, you know, and that's perfectly in line with my investment philosophy. So I'm quite heavy on crypto right now. I'm quite heavy on real estate, obviously, and watches are just my hobby that somewhat makes investment sense due to inflation right now. And I think that's all from me in attempting to describe what NFT is to you guys. But for the younger crowds especially, I really think this is going to be the future. It's real, whether you like it or not. It's okay to have doubts about it, just like how we had doubt about Facebook, how we had doubt about YouTube last time. Don't be like that. Instead, choose to understand, spend time in understanding it before occurring any investment. And for all the things that I've just mentioned, I'll put the link down below. For those who are interested in owning an NFT, so you got to jam with me in the future in a real life property review or asking Sean for real. But I guess that's important to answer your question, Thor. Thank you very much for asking. And yes, a lot of people just thought that Sean is just a property dude. Not really. And for those who still have any questions about anything, I guess at this point, do send me an email at taniherng@gmail.com, or you can just DM me on Instagram, IHERNG. Or you have real estate specific questions, you can put your questions in Ask Guru segment within the Property Guru website, #AskGuruSean, and it will be directed to me. And with that, thank you very much for watching. See you guys on the next one. Ciao.